All right, we're going to talk about how I got 3 out of the 4 regional pieces here for free. Now, what are the regional pieces? Regional pieces are going to be these ones that have a glowy background. You can see 3 out of the 4 sets that I have right here have a glowy background, and they are part of the regional Hydra set. And I just want to say these are the best pieces in the game. Like if we take a look at this helmet right here, equipped, I've got the Hydra Empire, and you can see that it has 600 attack, 15% attack, and this is at a 5-star. When I compare that to a non-regional piece, you can see that the stats are about 10% less. So overall, they have 10% less stats. More importantly than that, if we go down to the bottom where if you get a set of 4, I get a set weapon cartridge class skill. Now, weapon cartridge is going to be several of my skills. 2 of them I actually love, but 3 of them. But basically, this boost is going to affect 2 or 3 or more of my skills when I equip them, where on the Iron Man Ultimate's head over here, it'll only affect the specific Arc Gauntlet skill, which is just going to be one particular skill, which is fine. But the regional sets are going to have 10% higher stats, and they're going to affect an entire skill class, which could be multiple abilities in your kit. So this is kind of a big deal. That's why they're very important. Now, how do you get them, and which one should you get? Now, they're so rare, you really don't get to choose unless you spend a lot of money. And we're going to talk about this, how I got them from free to play. First things first, when you go through with your main character the very first time and you complete a region, you get the helmet for the head for free. So if you look at my my inventory right here, equipped, I've got the Hydra Empire head. I've also got right here, and the ones with the locked, I've got right here the Xander. I've got the Sakaar, and then right here I've got Midgardia, and then right here we have the new Stark City. Now, I just want to state something that may be obvious, but any item that comes in your account locked automatically, I'm going to highly recommend not unlocking it and not crunching it, not getting rid of it. Just leave them alone until you know 100% what they are as you play through the game. Then maybe later you make a decision, but I can't see a reason now which one to do it. Now, which one is going to be the best? Well, that depends on your class and whether or not you're Captain Marvel. Maybe Captain Marvel wants to do the new Stark City one because that affects the ultimate, and that's just one ability, just the ultimate. But a lot of builds for Captain Marvel are built around the ultimate. So it depends. But I got to say, for me, you kind of have to run with what you get. So when I got my second piece, and this is how I'll tell you how I got. So my first piece I got just by playing through the game, and I got a head for all the pieces. The second piece was very random, and I'm going to highly recommend that you play every single day the special operations. And when you play in the special operations each day, there is a chest that is a Hydra special operation. Now, this chest changes every day, so it'll be different. And I just happened to pull a piece out of this box. A lot of people don't know this, but you can actually get regional pieces from playing in special operations. Now, I pulled the Hydra set, and that's when I decided I was going to commit to doing Hydra. I had 2 pieces. I want to get a 3rd piece. I want to get the 4th piece because when you get the 4th piece, you get all the great bonuses. And so that's what happened. I pulled one randomly out of there. And other thing that's very important to mention, that when you play inside of special operations, this is where you get the sin particles. And the sin particles are going to be the primary choke point for crafting regional pieces inside of the workshop. They can't be farmed. They're very important. And this is one of the reasons why to play alts, because if you get alts, you can transfer them to storage, then transfer them to your main character, and then you can go to the workshop and start crafting them. And so my suggestion is that you're going to get them into your account, but it's a finite amount. And you're going to be able to go into the headquarters and go over to the workshop area. When you go over to the workshop area, you're able to craft these pieces, and they have also an incredibly low drop rate, maybe 1 in 100. I'm not really sure, but I just want to explain where all these pieces. So now I've decided that the one that I want to do is Hydra. because Hydra is also an excellent one for my class because it's weapon cartridges, and 2 of my favorite abilities happen to be weapon cartridges. So we're good to go. Actually, 3 of them. So, like, I know this is going to be a great in-game costume when I get all 4 pieces right here. All right, so there's 4 pieces required plus gold. And I want to promise you that all of these pieces are farmable and not scarce, with the exception of the sim particles. It's kind of like the Monopoly game at McDonald's. Like, you get stacks and stacks of all the pieces, and then you find out that you're just missing one piece, and you can't win $1 million until you get that one piece. Well, that is the sim particles. You can get these pieces through normal pairing by crunching 1 and 2 star badges. You can actually build them up here in the workshop right here as far as the Convergium. And gold actually can be farmed overnight if you just leave it on autoplay in a zone on the corner of the map farming. And that's also how you can get these regional pieces. Like, this is the Hydra region pieces. I can literally drop my character into the Hydra zone, let it stand there overnight, shooting random minions, collecting gold, collecting this Imperial Combat Uniform fabric. The second way to acquire that uniform fabric is you can go into your Alliance store, and it's actually for sale in your Alliance store. You can go into the Alliance shop, and for 7,500, you can purchase a regional costume material selection for 7,500 gold, and then you'll get 20 of those pieces. But you can farm them. I mean, just stay there overnight, and you'll get them, and you'll have tons of them, and you won't need to do that. Then you can craft the pieces. And I would craft them, and it takes a long time to get them because the drop rates are super low. So, like, when I craft this, I'm going to guess that the drop rates on these are like 1 in 100. And that's how I got my 3rd piece, is I just randomly got one by crafting this. So the key takeaway from this is do your sim operations every day. And I would save them, the sim particles, until you know what set you want to pursue. And because every class has a different regional piece that is the best, but it might be Hydra, it might be Midgardia, it might be Xanderth. You might have to consult whatever your class. Like Black Widows, I'm sure, have a specialized one. Or you could do it like with me. If you randomly acquire a 2nd piece, then you start pursuing the 3rd piece. But I would wait until I just wouldn't randomly craft things without knowing what you're doing and knowing what direction you want to go. So I've got the 3 pieces. How do I get the 4th piece? Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this for free. We're going to talk about non-free ways of getting these pieces, getting regional pieces too, as well, because I think it's worth mentioning how expensive these can be. This was something that was added to the game at global launch, and it's kind of a big deal. You go into tokens, and down here there's a special token, and there's the 5-star costume selection box for New Stark City. And I want to say this is insanely over the top valuable. I'm going to recommend a couple things. Only use this when you have 3 out of 4. When you have 3 out of 4 pieces and you're only missing the feet, like I'm only missing the feet, then that is the time to get it. Now, right now it's at New Stark City on the official forums. They suggested that next week it's going to be rotating to the Hydra, and we'll see if that happens. But that's from my interpretation of the way the forums read, it's going to rotate to the Hydra, and then it'll probably rotate to the one. So you have to wait. Like if you're looking for the Midgardia one, and if this does go into a rotation like everybody's expecting, and you have 3 out of the 4 places, but this is once per squad. That's it. It's done once you do it. So here's the thing. This is super important. Don't use this to get your 2nd piece. Don't use this to get your 3rd piece. Only do this when you have 3 out of 4 pieces, because there's nothing worse than crafting helmets. You already got a helmet for free. Think about it. If you have a helmet and a chest and you craft more chests, or you have 3 out of 4 pieces, you can't, and you keep crafting, and it's a 1 in 100 chance, and you craft everything but the boots. Again, make sure that it says the set that you want, and you have 3 out of 4 sets. Now, getting these 500 tokens is another story. Now, I've acquired these 165 tokens just by normal gameplay. But if I want to get that up to 500, I'm going to have to spend money, or at a minimum, start spending out the crystals that I've acquired, the 7,700. And to explain how valuable this is, I'm going to show the non-free ways of getting regional pieces. One, I want to talk about this one because almost every whale and kraken wishes they would have done this. When you go through the story mode and you first unlock a region, like when you unlock New Stark City, there will be an offer to purchase one. I think the New Stark City one is less than the Hydra and so on, Midgardia and so on. But you only get that once. You only get that on your first playthrough with your character, your main character. And I think it's $9 for the New Stark City, which I'm not really a fan of the New Stark City. I think that one might be good for Captain Marvel, but I think of most other characters, it's probably not the best one. There's other ones. And then the other ones, I believe, are $27. And the problem with those offers, well, first of all, the whales and the krakens all say that everybody should buy these because then you have your second piece. Now, you do have a 1 in 4 chance that you'll get the helmet, and then it was just a waste of money if that happens. But these pieces are so incredibly rare. If you're trying to acquire them through the draw and go through the costumes, I mean, the drop rates, these are abysmal. And plus, you don't know if you're going to get a helmet, chest, or feet. There's so many different pieces. The drop rates are super low. I mean, people have spent literally thousands and thousands of dollars doing this, trying to get complete sets. I know people that have spent, $2,000-$3,000 and still have 3 out of 4, and it's not the one they want. So I want to say that it's abysmally horrible to try to get these randomly, and that's why I want to double back on this idea that using this draw once per squad, which is all of your characters here in the token store, only do that. It would just be horrible to do that for anything, for just to get a second piece or just to get a third piece. No, you want to do this when you already have 3 out of 4 and you want to complete a set, because people get stuck at 3 out of 4 for a long time, and then they can't find the 4th piece, and they keep pulling duplicates. And I think that this is really something you want to save until you get 3 out of 4, because you can only do it once. Lastly, I want to talk about one other piece that some people think is a regional, but it is not a regional, and I'm not a fan of. And it's something that you can buy, and I believe it's called the Endgame bundle. And I'm just not a fan of this, and I think it's a bad deal. I'm not a fan of it. Let's look for it. Here we go. The Marvel's in-game consumable bundle right here. Where is it? It's the one that's cost $44. I don't like this at all. $44 for 4-star pieces. Now, the reason why they're glowy, but they do not have the boosted stats at all. And secondly, when you get a 3-piece, you get what you should have on the 4th piece, and you're not getting the stats that are there. And then the 4th piece right here, basic attack skill level, I believe is not good. And then this Unibeam is just 1 skill. It's not the entire class where it could be 3 skills, right? And then basic attack, I just don't think that's that useful. If your build is correctly and you have your cooldowns timed correctly and your stamina working correctly, you really shouldn't be using your basic attack that much. It's not a priority, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't like this. It does not have the boosted regional stats, and I believe that the set bonuses are garbage, actually. And I think this would be a terrible item to try to take to 6 stars, because going to 6 stars is a feat in itself. And I want to explain this real quick. So, you 1-star pieces, you have a 1-star pieces, and you have 5 other 1-star pieces, and you crunch them together, and you craft a 2-star. So all 6 of those pieces, 6 1-star pieces becomes 1 2-star piece. Then you have your 1 2-star pieces, and you have 5 other 2-star pieces, and those 6 2-star pieces all crunch together to make a 3-star. So the value in 1-star pieces of a 2-star is 6 pieces, and a value of a 3-star is 36 1-star pieces. 4-star is like 200 and something. 5-star is like 1,200 and something 1-star pieces. And that's right, a 6-star piece is like 6,000 or 7,000 1-star pieces. And to take something like this to 6-star, I think would be a huge mistake. It is not a regional piece, does not have the boosted stats. I don't think the set, having a complete set, is worth it. It's just not a good thing. So, in short, if you have the disposition to spend, I do think buying those one-time offers when you get the first region, when you get your first locked piece, where you get a random chance another piece for $26, $27 is worth it. Even you might pull another helmet. I would hoard and get those sin particles and save them for until you know what set you want to be. Do your special operations every day. My goodness, save those sin particles for the sets that you know you want to do, and then don't do that special token purchase, special token until you have 3 out of 4 sets. Until you have 3 out of the 4 pieces, don't bother using that until it'll make it a complete set. Other thing too, I want to say that a lot of people say that you probably, until you have unless you have like a chest and a helmet of a regional set, it's okay to focus on other sets, at 4 stars and 5 stars. I was talking about how I really did not like that what is that this new in-game bundle. Something that I don't mind is like this Superior Iron Man bundle for 2,000 cores, and it's 4-star. For some reason, I think this is great. It has the Unibeam boasted. That's just one ability. It's not going to be like a class of abilities where it could be 3 abilities. But this is fine. And having this at 4 or 5 stars, I did that initially. Now, because, and then other people say that if let's say you do get a helmet and a chest on a regional piece, you could do 2 different sets. You could do helmet and chest on the regional, and then you can do arms and legs, and then you can get double attack bonus. And so I think that's an interesting strategy also. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And these pieces are in-game. They take a long time to get, and they should, because they're the best ones in the game. So don't expect to be getting these pieces overnight. I think the drop rates on a lot of these things are worse than 1 in 100. And that's about it. All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.